What's an absolutely devastating insult without any cuss words? First of all, brush your teeth. A coworker who never showers, washes his clothes, or brushes his teeth was trying to intimidate me once, and I told him the scariest thing about him was his breath. He hasn't spoken to me since. I miss the feeling of not knowing you. I never forget a face. But in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx. He's a humble man with much to be humble about. Winston Churchill. Have you ever considered that perhaps your low self-esteem is just good common sense? I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Do you know what I like about you? When they say what? You reply, see? You can't think of anything either. Sharp as a marble. A teacher called my son success avoidant 3 years ago, and he still thinks about that every day. But it did motivate him to get an A in that class, and all his other classes too. I envy everyone that's never met you. I had to see for myself, but people are absolutely right about you. No cussing, no meanness, but they all get paranoid about who's talking about them and their reputation. You couldn't guess which way an elevator is going if you had 3 guesses. Wouldn't say devastating, but a personal favorite of mine is you tasted toilet water as a child, didn't you? I'm sure you're doing the very best you can. Please donate your brain to science, at least that way someone will actually use it. You are impossible to underestimate. You never fail to meet my expectations. You look like I need a drink. Okay, no matter what the context, BC, you likely don't care what they're saying at that point, and a swift pivot away from the person. Your grades say marry rich, but your face says study harder. After someone tries to be funny and fails horribly, you think you're a wit. You're half right. Whatever doesn't kill disappoints me. After someone fails at some task, I swear, you would struggle to pour water out of a boot if the instructions were written on the heel. Not original, but my favorite is I have neither the time, nor the crayons to explain it to you. Over 1 million years of constant human evolution to produce you. You look like you clap with your fingers spread apart. You've got a face for radio. Well, aren't you just a bona fide walking, talking, real-life cautionary tale? Wow, you're actually a bad person. Hits pretty hard. You need some gum. Your mother mate's out of season. All your life, you've pursued intelligence. So far, it's always been quicker. My grandma hates you. Not particularly devastating, but I call my cousin an unseasoned chicken wing when she's being really lame, lol. You're the reason shampoo bottles have instructions. You're not pretty enough to be this stupid. Someone needs to find the tree providing you your oxygen and chop it down. Villain, I have done thy mother. Titus Andronicus Act 4, Scene 2, William Shakespeare. Everyone is right about you. Every time you leave, it's like the sun shining on a cloudy day. My dad had one he would use in lieu of calling the referee blind for missing an obvious call. If you had one more eye, you'd be a cyclops. Your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries. I like the old-fashioned you should be ashamed of yourself. Your garden is overgrown and your cucumbers are soft. Did your mother competitively eat dryer sheets when she was pregnant with you because there is not a single wrinkle in that skull of yours? Nobody else is happy you exist. You're as useful as a football bat. You're stiff, inarticulate, Slightly jaundiced. Asymmetrical. You smell. The one on the right, there's something in your teeth. All in all, I'd say there's absolutely nothing worthwhile about either one of you. Quote the great Tim Curry as Nigel St. Nigel in Psych. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. A classic. Just a simple thumbs down and walk away. You're as welcome as a fart in a lift. If you were nicer, you'd get a better response out of people. The only difference between you and the bathroom at Denny's is that the bathroom eventually gets cleaned up after taking a grand slam. Your DA sells Avon. Your mother should have let you drip down her leg. That one got me in trouble in 3rd grade. The jerk store called and they're running out of you. Bless your heart. You've been a bit boring lately. I bet your parents are cousins. You're impossible to underestimate. Don't you realize that people just tolerate you? You are the human equivalent of a participation award. You're not pretty enough to be this stupid. You look like a visible fart. I envy people who haven't met you. I hope your date is as pleasant as you are. Whoever told you to be yourself couldn't have given you a worse advice. Your birth certificate is an apology letter from the condom factory. Were you born on the highway? Because that's where most accidents happen. You are a model human being, that is a small replica of the real thing. My mom was always fond of telling people at least you're pretty if they didn't have a whole lot going on upstairs. You're not the dumbest person on earth, but you better hope that guy doesn't die anytime soon. Uncultured swine. I'm sorry I overestimated you. I can only explain it to you, I can't understand it for you. I would love to engage you in a battle of wits, but I don't want to fight an unarmed opponent. You make me believe in God. Because if evolution was real, you would have stuck a fork in an outlet and eliminated yourself from the gene pool already. You look like you smell like pee. Greg Giraldo. Yo dog, I bet your penis smells like beef. You know we all just tolerate you, right? Who you calling a cootie queen, you lint licker? You are a liar and a horse thief. I can see your mother gifted you with only 2 brain cells, and they are fighting for 3rd place. You look tired. I hope you stub your toe on a table and step on a sharp Lego. You son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. I feel like a simple, resigned, God, you're a jerk hits harder than more profane and elaborate insults. Every single thing you think is wrong with you is true. And other people notice more than you think they do. If your mom and dad got a divorce, would they still be brother and sister? As an outsider, what are your views on intelligence? Lint licker, cotton-headed ninny muggins, scruffy-looking nerf-herder. Your mother should have swallowed. You are nothing. A Portuguese politician once said this about his opponent in a debate. A squadron of cavalry parading inside your head doesn't bump into an idea. It was completely out of nowhere. You're not pretty enough to be that stupid. I'd never say that to anyone, lol. It is abundantly clear that my weight load capacity of stupid is exceeded by you. I'm afraid you are going to have to look for someone else to deal with it. The classic I refuse to have a battle of wits with someone who is unarmed. I was told that you noticed the word concentrate on a can of frozen orange juice and stared at it for an hour. Now that I have met you, I understand. X200B. You remind me of a virus I once had. It, too, tried to kill me with just its existence and provided no benefit to humanity. I have more, but I will stop there. From Toy Story Buzz to Woody, you are a sad, strange little man. And you have my pity. Farewell, Vulcan salute. You have grand delusions of adequacy. You're what the French call les incompetents. I wish you were on TV so I could turn you off. You're dumb as a sack of hammers with the handles missing. I've been called worse, by better. Poster child for abortion. Nothing brightens people's day more than your absence. Mr. Rogers would be disappointed in you. Honestly, I've always loved this one from Bob's Burgers. If they were a spice, they would be flour. Somewhere, a village is missing its idiot. You're 10 ply.